Hey everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Raid Shadow Legends, and today I wanted to talk about Hydra rewards. Is it really worth it? Is it worth it? There's a lot of great rewards that come along with Hydra, but there might be a little bit of a stereotype of, oh, we only need those rewards if we care about high-end arena, platinum arena. But I'm gonna tell you, for one, you're wrong. There's a lot of valuable rewards that come along with Hydra, and I'm going to talk about each area of the game, whether or not you should push, and what is the value out of all the other rewards besides the obvious, like this lovely lady here, Mithrala. Mithrala is absolutely worth pushing for, guys. If you can hit normal Hydra and get that top chest every week, just do it. It might be a slow grind like getting Drexthar, but she's so much better, and she's such a good champion. So first, just going to quickly look at her. She has a poison on her A1 that books up to a 100% chance to land 2 poisons. That's really helpful against some of the bosses. And if you end up using her in Hydra, a couple of the heads can be poisoned, so even though they take less damage, it's still extra damage. Her A2 provides a Hex and an AoE, an increased defense and increased attack for your whole team. Another awesome skill, Hex has been buffed, so now it actually is a little bit more beneficial than before, right? Before, Hex was kind of useless unless you were using it with another champion that like did damage based on having a Hex or whatever. But it's awesome now. It spreads the damage out. They receive a surplus damage on the other heads after. And it's something really unique. I really like the way that they've reworked Hex, and yeah, I really like Mithrala as a champion because not only is she just placing Hex, which is helpful for other people you could pair her with, like Ruel the Huntsman, but she has this really cool passive here with placing or applying petrification debuffs on an attacker if they attack an enemy, or sorry, an ally or her under Hex. So the petrification debuff comes in so handy in arena. It's kind of insane, honestly. I could also see using Mithrala very well in Doom Tower. There's a lot of situations where you need a cleanser, or also just going through the waves. If you set up someone, if maybe you don't have a seer, you're just really unlucky in the void department, but hey, you got your Mithrala by just doing some normal Hydra. She's so good. You could set her up with Ruel the Huntsman. He can do some serious smacking paired up with Mithrala, and you can kind of clear through the waves pretty quick, and she's gonna petrify to do some crowd control, so that's extra help besides just being able to cleanse any debuffs they throw at you. She's a really good champion. She is solid for arena, solid for PvE. She's really great for both. So don't just look at this as, oh, it's an arena champion, oh, she's a cleanser for arena. She can kind of be a cleanser for everything. She also strengthens shield. She also makes doing Hydra a little bit easier too if you want to use her in Hydra. So, I mean, obviously Hex is helpful for dealing with the lovely head that doesn't want to let you hit it, huh? Super funny, but not so fun when you're trying to attack it when it's devoured one of your champions, all right? But she can place that Hex, and again, maybe pairing her with someone like Ruel in like a hard Hydra could be really beneficial for actually using her for, well, the area you get her from. But she's awesome. Love her as a champion. Absolutely worth getting her. But what's next? Right? You'd say you're already done Hydra. You've already got her as a champion. Now what? So I think when we look at the rewards, you see the gear, obviously, right? The gear is the big thing. And people kind of, I feel like there's a little bit of a, I don't want to say misnomer about it, but you see the gear and you think, oh, that's for arena only. I don't care about platinum arena. I don't need that gear. But it's more than that. It's so much more than that. So let's take a quick look at the gear, and I'll say why I think it's worth going for the gear and using the gear, even in situations that are not platinum arena pushing. It really is so much more than that. So let's look at the obvious, the big one, Stone Skin. Having people in Stone Skin really has changed the way arena is right now. Almost everyone is just in pure Stone Skin teams, and it's really helpful for high-end arena. But you can use it as more than just arena, guys. Think about it. So if you have full Stone Skin set, obviously that's better for arena. It also is 2 rounds though, of kind of having a better version of an immunity buff, a block debuffs. because you also just take no damage on top of that. Well, not no damage, but yeah. You can. And it also has only a 50% chance of being removed or stolen. So it's just a really helpful buff to get you started and around. There's some really annoying secret rooms, for goodness sake, in Doom Tower that if you have stone skin or a shield set or something on you to protect you when you even just get started, that might be all you need to get through the room. Like, think about the annoying rare attack champion secret rooms, and it's just, if you get hit once by one of those damn cold hearts, you're screwed if you don't have any healing, which, are you really going to have healing in those rooms? Probably not. You need pure crowd control. So it's actually an interesting thought to have something like this involved in even a secret room. Like, get creative, guys. Don't just see, oh, that means arena. Think about it a little bit more. And here's also besides the fact of stone skin, ignore the stone skin part. Look at the substat bonuses. 8% HP, 40 resist, 15% defense in a 3-piece set. So if you're working with mixed sets, this can be a huge bonus of your stats. 5 pieces is 15% more defense added on to that. So 30% more defense, 40 resist, and 8% more HP. So it's 8%. Let's see, look at HP, 40 resist, HP. Let's see. Let's go up to a resistance. What is that? 40. So it's like, if you look at stone skin just as a set, it's a bonus. It's the same as a resistance set plus some HP. So you could also look at it that way. Same thing goes for protection gear, guys. 20 resist and 15% HP. This could be the balance you need for helping to boost some stats for some harder, like, higher Doom Tower content or Hydra content where you need resist, you need survivability, you need accuracy, you need everything. This, just piecing together 1, 2, 3 pieces of these sets can actually be really helpful, besides taking them so literally as just a protection set or just a stone skin set. Now, protection gear, chance to protect buffs cast by the wearer. Sure, that sounds arena too, right? You're going to deal with Prince Kaimar's and Madame Ceres's and Ramantu's stripping your buffs, and this gives a chance for them to actually fully protect some of those buffs that get put up. Think about like an annoying Wither with all those continuous heals and stuff being full of protection on all of those. Could you imagine? Like, it's so hard to try to strip, and well, to not even strip the buffs because you can't, but to battle someone that's constantly healing if they're putting up things that cannot be removed, like continuous heals, or a Duchess with block debuffs and Veil that you can't remove. Things like that are really helpful, and they could also be looked at in a PvE standpoint. It is more than just arena. You could use that in, again, secret rooms, Doom Tower, faction wars, everywhere. That can be really helpful set in a lot of areas of the game, besides the obvious, just thinking about it for arena. Or again, Hydra. You throw these buffers in a set like protection, and the Head of Mischief can't steal it. Sometimes, if you get lucky, 30% chance with a 6-piece set, and it's not just a protection set, it's also, look at this, 24% increased speed, 15% HP, and 20 resistance. So looking at it from a stat standpoint, guys, actually, if you take a step back, it's actually pretty beneficial to have that in your team. Now, I know that I have some mixed sets. I think, is it Lord Chamfort maybe that I use in Hydra? Yes, my Lord Chamfort actually has a 2-piece set of protection gear just to give him some extra survivability and resistance. It worked out well that way. It was what I had good gear in. It just worked out to use some extra stuff. Why not? Like, see, I'm in a whole, look at this. This is like 2 mixed pieces, 2 pieces of protection, and 1 set of accuracy to get the stats I needed. But sometimes that's what it takes. If you're using helpful tools like Hell Hades Optimizer tool, it's gonna throw in stone skin and protection gear sometimes as suggestions for these reasons. So don't just get stuck in the mindset of only using those sets for literally arena only. You actually can find some use elsewhere. Now, another reward is Clan Gold, and I find this personally one of my favorite rewards of Hydra. Obviously getting Mithrala, okay, sure, now what? I love getting the Clan Gold. I personally love trying to get the accessories from time to time when I have extra gold lying around, because you never know. that you could get a 6-star legendary chest for Sify that rolls a quad speed. Like, there's so much possibilities here for this gear, and I love revenge gear, honestly. It can come in really handy in so many areas of the game, and especially in Hydra, like we're talking about right now. I love having someone that maybe has a, like, Coronar and taunting gear. Just another chance for him to counterattack. I really like kind of stacking those chances to use your skills again, especially on someone who has a really good A1 that can be needed for either crowd control, turn meter control, throwing another debuff up. It's just extra help to try to land even more debuffs or help out your team. So I really love these accessories. If you haven't got your Carl yet, he seems like fun. I know he's not super top tier since the buff, but he still seems fun. You also can get the shiny little Arbiter skin, and there's a lot of other rewards that are pretty decent that come out. Now, there's some that are obviously not really worth it. Like, I think the Lego book is overpriced personally. There's also a Void Shard, and I like this Killstroke gear. I am trying to get that when that's out, so I'm probably going to save my clan gold for the next spout of Killstroke gear. That is handy, and it's just like a crit damage on steroids, right? And then, of course, there's 6-star ones as well. So trying to get these extra rewards from the clan shop, I think, is worth it enough. Everything, and like here, I just got speed charms, 10 speed charms. How much did I get? 5. So I got 50 speed charms for forging, which is super handy when you're trying to craft for the best gear possible on your account, especially endgame. Let's say you're going for perception. You want accuracy or speed substats on that perception gear, more than likely. You're doing swift parry, depending on your team. You might want speed, probably speed as a substat for swift parry gear, or just pairing up the right substat, I guess, with whatever the set is that makes sense, you know? And having speed charms are really helpful for that. And I think as far as the other rewards go, I mean, we talk about what we wish they did, right? So, I mean, obviously, clan experience is really good to help your clan overall progress, so you're helping your clan as a whole. Of course, it would be really nice if they added shards or something else. Shards and books would really make this top tier and make more people be willing to play this, but it doesn't sound like that's happening anytime soon based on the interview with, was it Cirilla interview? It didn't sound like that's going to happen anytime soon, but they do have plans to revamp rewards. But even for now, even as it is, I think it's worth it, guys. I really do. I feel like the more, every week I understand a little bit better. Every week it gets a little bit easier. Let's see, where's my team? This is my team here. Every week I'm just learning a new trick or trying a new champion. Or in my case, like, you find a team that works and you stick to it. Like, I don't know that I'm going to really need to change my team for Nightmare and Brutal, keeping in mind that when it comes to the higher levels of Hydra, the higher you get, the less likely the same head is going to pop up. So that's where that RNG factor really comes in. So if you're doing Nightmare Hydra, you just need a team that can deal with all 6 heads. And so I mean, when it comes to like those Shamel teams for a different starting rotation, he's kind of only good for the early stages, unless you get a ton of the Head of Torment popping up, right? But he's not as helpful unless you have added other utility, like you really give him good damage so he smacks, or you, for my case, I use Shamel in a taunting set to help him provoke the Head of Decay more often. So there's different ways to look at it, but it gets easier. I think it's just a matter, it's super intimidating at first. Oh, don't mind my face tracking. Apparently my camera just decided to try to find me again. But it gets easier every time you try. There's a lot of teams that you also can do on full auto for hard, for normal. Hell, even Brutal and Nightmare, you can full auto if you have the right people. Certain champions, like people like, oh, but I can't do Nightmare Hydra. I don't have a Krisk. I don't have a Duchess. You don't need it. You see Krisk or Duchess in my team? No, you do see a Sify, but I think you could do without Sify, honestly, if you did Godseeker built well enough, or in like Reflex or Relentless gear. Sify really is helpful for the healing though, and their increased speed. But if you had your speed a little bit higher, you could probably work with Sify. Without Sify, I mean. But there's lots of ways to look at it, guys. It's just opening up your eyes to your champions, see what other people are doing, and taking the time to understand the heads. You guys know I have a full series of Hydra head videos where I discuss each individual Hydra head and how to counteract them. Taking the time to understand it makes it worth it and makes these rewards worth it. I still, even though I haven't been pushing plat, I just haven't bothered, I haven't been taking the time, I still want stone skin gear and still want protection gear. I want to make my arena better eventually, and I have been using the sets in a little bit of mixed situations as well. So I like it, and even if it's only the clan gold and a couple pieces of gear that I end up really wanting to keep each time, it's not that bad. And the more you practice, the more, you know, the easier it gets. I mean, think about regular clan boss. How intimidating was it the first time you ever did like Nightmare Clan Boss, Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, and tried to speed tune a team? It's super intimidating at first, but Hydra's kind of the same way. Just take some time understanding, and yeah. So my conclusion is yes, I think it's 100% worth going for Hydra, even with the rewards being kind of mediocre as it is. We know that they told us that they're revamping rewards soon, so maybe this video is going to come out, and who knows, maybe this week another video is going to come out reanalyzing the Hydra rewards, which I will do my best. But it's super funny. Maybe this is bad timing, I don't know. But right now I still think just do it, guys. At least do normal Hydra. It's not that bad. It's really not. And even hard, it's worth it. Now, let me give a quick note. If you're early game, like really early game, if you don't even have your Arbiter yet, I'll put it that way at least, you probably don't need to worry about Hydra too much. Do what you can for normal, maybe. But don't focus Hydra. Everyone's trying to push too hard for everything. And you got to think about the order some of these things came out. We had Doom Tower, we had Faction Wars, then we had Doom Tower, and then we had Hydra. So do you really think that someone who hasn't finished Faction Wars can do really, really well on Nightmare Hydra? Probably not. So I think people need to just kind of adjust your focus based on where you are in the game. Push those Doom Tower for the great rewards. Hydra is probably lower on the totem pole for priority for most people. If you haven't done Faction Wars completely to get your Lydia, if you haven't completely done all of your Doom Tower to be able to do 120 hard, focus those first, and then just do what you can in Hydra. And every week, what I did is just like every week, one new person I would re-gear. One new person I would add to my rotation and figure out how to like get better. But I think that's the best way to go about it. Don't let Hydra overwhelm you, and just work on it little bits at a time and slowly get your team together, get your champions built for it. When it's CVC and you gotta book some champions, book some people you think you might use in Hydra. But yeah, go for it, guys. It's not that bad. It really isn't. Not normal. Normal's not so bad. It really isn't, I promise. If you're early game, again, it still can one-shot you very quickly, but it's not that bad. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.